Hey, Happy Bear. I got your question about how to carry games when you're doing really well, but your team is really struggling. And that is a question that I see a lot online, especially at your rank around Platinum. Uh, and I think it really comes from a place of uh, how much do we expect our teammates to do for us, right? Uh, we can't expect every game our teammates to hard crush and carry us to the victory, but also if every game they run it down, you're never going to win. So like finding this middle ground and trying to help push them along to bring you to a victory because you can't do it yourself. Totally understand the problem. It can be very frustrating. And I think something to think about that is going to help you out a lot is thinking about what is your job in this particular game versus what are your teammates' jobs and what are they trying to do. Uh, and then thinking with that, thinking how can you help them achieve their job in the game to make it as easy as possible for them to do it, right? The easier you can make it for your teammates to succeed, then the more often they are going to succeed and the better team you'll have, right? So first, we just need to be thinking about like what they need to do and how we can help them. So I took a look at that game that you mentioned and pulled a couple of clips from it that I think will show some really good examples of moments where I think you can be helping with your teammates' goals better in order to not only get yourself more ahead, but also get them more ahead by being aware of this, of what your teammates need. So let me pull this up here. So right here, you're level 4. Things are pretty even. Not much has really happened. You've just been kind of like safe farming, which you had early. Shaco early on. He's going to AP Shaco, so he's not strong super early. Totally fine. But here at this point, um, I'm seeing like there's some distance here. So if we think about like we've got Shaco with you, and I don't know if you can see at the bottom here, Zach is looking to come into gank. And if we think about what it is that Shaco and Zach want, right? Like what's going to make, like what do they want and what's going to make it as easy as possible for them to succeed? Well, Shaco wants to jump on the enemy, wants to bop them with his backstabs and abilities and burst them down to death, right? And Zach wants to engage, land on them, and have them just explode, right? Both of them want to like quick, decisive fights that kill somebody quick. They don't want prolonged combat. They don't want like a lot of back and forth. It's like quick and done. So, um, the easiest way for that to happen for them is if the enemies are already at a point where it's easy to kill, right? If the enemy is full health, all sums, all everything, and they're going to engage, it's going to be really hard for them to actually get a kill out of it, right? They might like blow a summoner or they might whatever, but it's hard for them to actually get straight value out of it. So the more resources the enemy has used from health and summoners and whatever, the easier it is for your teammates to do what they're supposed to do. Um, so with that in mind, let me back this up and let's take a look at this. So we know Zach is coming. We know we're at a point here where we would really like to do something. And there's distance here, right? Like the enemy support, the Bard, is like way, 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 way behind his ADC. The Misfortune is essentially alone here, but you're not moving up to punish that behavior, right? You're just kind of sitting back, happy to farm, just kind of moving back. And then once the Shaco goes in, he is doing his job. He's like jumping in, trying to all in her. The Zac also is doing his job, jumping in, trying to kill her and everything. You guys barely get the kill and actually trade the Shaco. So, I mean, it's okay, but it's not great. Um, so like from what I'm seeing here is, your jungler seems to be doing their job. The support seems to be doing the job. What I'm not seeing is you doing your job in, like you are farming, which is part of your job, but you're not like helping them with those goals, right? The moment that you see this distance between the support and the enemy ADC, um, in my mind, I'm immediately thinking, oh, they fucked up here, right? Like I can step forward, I can start autoing her, I can maybe even try and get her landed on a trap, because if I can get her down to half health before this fight starts, she's fucked. I mean, it's over. Like she's dead. You guys push it in, like fantastic, right? Um, the only reason that this goes like it does is because she has so much health and still has her summons and everything. But you have you have ample time here to like start the trade, start dealing damage to her to make this easier for your team. So we'll go to the next clip here. So here, this is actually just a little bit earlier in the game, but very similarly, there's distance between the two of them, but you're very backed off. You're very scared, and you're not taking advantage of the fact that if you lean into the Bard here, Miss Fortune can't help immediately, right? Like you could get off probably 2 rockets, maybe even a W along with it. And to boot, you're up a full level. They're only level 2. You're level 3. But like I said, this is just before the other clip we just watched. And so you have this opportunity here, and even if you don't get a kill, and even if you just take a good trade and get him down to like half health or something, the clip we just watched just becomes even easier, right? It requires even less from you or your teammates for it to go well. But in this clip, yeah, like you're just kind of, you're not abusing the fact of their bad positioning. You don't really follow up with Shaco's engage. Like if I back this up here, right? Shaco's engaging here, right? And by all accounts, you should have engaged first, and then Shaco can follow up on that with how much space there is in between them. But Shaco's going for it on his own, and you're still not following up with him. And from the Shaco's perspective, he can't do that much damage all in one go, especially this early and with this guy having this much health. Like he's going in to try and make a trade, but like it's gonna be rough for him. Like he needs you to help him for this trade to go well. And so, he gets a little bit of damage, you follow up there, but like it could have been a way better trade setting you up for further success, right? And then so the last clip here, it's very similar. So you're playing very reserved, very far back here. I would really love to see you using your range advantage against this Jinx. Like she's, farming these minions. The Bard's standing very far back, after you chunked him with that W. I would love to see you stepping up here and using the fact that you have your better range with your rockets. And whenever she's trying to auto those minions, shoot her, make her pay for it. And, it's probably not going to turn into a full-on, kill or some crazy trade, but like, a free auto, on each of these minions, I mean, if you get 3 autos there, I mean, that's quite a bit of damage, and every ounce that you're working her health down, it's just going to make it easier and easier and easier for your teammates to do their job, right? And then, it's a lot less stress on you later in the game. But there's lots and lots of examples from this game that I could have pulled. These are just 3 very early ones that are just kind of showing the general problem of it just doesn't seem like you're thinking with what it is that your teammates need to do to succeed. So I would try to, going forward when you're in like the champion select or like the loading screen, just kind of like really think about your support, think about your jungler, and just try and assess what it is that they need you to do to be successful. And I think the more that you can be aware of that and play to that, the more you'll feel like, oh, wow, my teams are always amazing. And they're amazing because you make them amazing, basically, right? Like you set them up and they dunk it in, which is, I think, especially important for ADCs, since a lot of the time you can't fully make a play by yourself, but you can either follow up on someone else's play or you can set up someone else. But if you have any questions, feel free to message me and let me know. Or if you want me to look at another game, I'd be happy to do that. But good luck, man. I'd love to see you get Emerald.